When I start talking about this story, I want to preface that I'm speaking of it out of a moment of happiness. Like, I'm laughing about this. And this is a very funny, sad story, essentially, where... Well, I do need to preface that, but this is where there was a fire at the hospital that I work at, and it's how we got there. Here's how we got there. So, if I remember the day correctly, like, I remember clocking out at the end of the day. I was trying to leave home around 7 o'clock. I'm supposed to go home 5:30, but I'm clocking out 7 a.m. because I want to do the OT. I'm going home. I grab my stuff, I go to the bathroom, and then I walk downstairs to my car. And then I turn on the car. I get to my car. For some unique reason, the fire alarm I'm hearing off in the distance goes off. Now, I don't know. At the time, I didn't know that this was transpiring for the hospital that I was at. But essentially, I got to my car. The fire alarm goes off. I don't mind 2 minutes of it, 2 seconds of it, because I go to my car, I go inside, and I am unwinding. This is a day to where I worked a 9-hour shift out of 8. I was supposed to stay till 5:30. I left at 7, so that's roughly 9. That's how the math works. And I decidedly take a moment to sit down, drink my drink my Rockstar. I want to say Zoa, but I drink my Rockstar and then take a minute to turn on the car to go. And I'm coming up to the street and turning right to the entrance of my hospital. Now, the side of my hospital that I work on is essentially an entrance. It's a walking entrance, and down and a block away there would be a entrance for couriers, for supplies. That's the I always forget what that area is called, but it's a place to where you deliver food, you deliver supplies. Essentially, is it freight elevator? It's near the freight elevator, essentially. So I'm turning the street into that aisle, into that street, and almost immediately I'm realizing the gravity correlated with the fire alarm. The majority of the staff and the majority of hospital personnel are just pouring out of the building. It's like an emergency landing by an airplane, and everyone is taking the slides, everyone's walking out, everybody is vacating the vicinity. And I'm in the process of being in a long traffic. I'm behind 2 other cars just to get past this street. So I'm rolling through. And I see my supervisor that I walked past. A supervisor that I walked past as I was coming downstairs to my car, because I was leaving and he was actually, I think, going to the bathroom. I remember driving by a couple of my coworkers, some of my coworkers that ended their shift at 7:30, some of them that are leaving at 9, and everybody that has clocked in or is clocking out left the building in single-filed airplane crash mode. And seeing them on the street as I passed by felt very interesting. It felt like an out-of-body feeling. I was like, okay, why are you... It's like weird. I'm driving home. You should be inside the building, but no, there's a fire. You're walking past them. I'm driving past them. And it's almost funny because as I'm getting to the last segment of the street before I turn right again to make my way home, somebody from work had the audacity to walk half speed across the road, stand in the middle of the street in front of me, and continue their way, realizing that they just wanted to look up to the building in awe of, like, okay, how did we get here, of a fire alarm. And again, I was disappointed that they weren't walking in a timely manner in the middle of the road as I was driving down the middle of the road. I turn right, turn left, and go home. Next night, I come in and it is the talk of the lab. I'm coming in, people are cropped here that are talking about what happened with the fire, and I'm learning from, I'm hearing hearsay that allegedly there was a fire that happened in the break room. It was a microwave fire that happened in the break room, locker room, where somebody left their container, their metal container or something. It's a small version of a hydro flask, but for hot drinks, and it's a mug that somehow was in the microwave. It caught on fire, made the microwave explode, and caused a fire alarm to go off. That was the situation to where that was why they vacated the space. It was a microwave explosion, and I'm trying to wrap my head around these things to where I'm so confused. We have the back of my mind was going into like more of a pessimistic humor to where how do I trust somebody? How do I trust the coworkers now? Because we work in a lab, we work in a society to where to get this job, you need to have a level of high school. The entrance recommendation, the minimum recommendation requirements for coming into this job is a high school diploma. Some people have a college degree or a bachelor's in science, and they are here. They are a licensed adult under the state of Washington. They have a driver's license with the car, and they are allowed to be here. This is a full-fledged, on-paper adult to where you finished high school, you finished college, you have a driver's license. You know how to read. You know how to put on your mask during COVID. You have some skill in making food. You have some skill in being here. And I'm so confused how the adult had the audacity and actual idea that their hydro flask type mug would survive a fire in the microwave. So I'm so confused, right? And I'm hearing again from hearsay, the more I'm hearing about this, allegedly it's a department supervisor who has put their cup in the microwave, started it, and walked away to the bathroom in order to give it time to just cook their coffee. And they're in the bathroom trying to let out to go use the restroom for their needs. And I can't shake the idea because again, everything from this situation is all hearsay. I don't have much proof, but I do have a recollection of the date. For some reason, they're saying the supervisor did this. So I'm wondering, and I'm allegedly trying to figure out, did I walk past the culprit that day? Did I have a Spider-Man moment to where with great power comes great responsibility, and I didn't have the foresight or didn't have like the inkling of like, wait, I hear the microwave. Wait, this guy walked to the bathroom. Maybe I could have put two and two together, but essentially the idea by the end of the day, with a whole lot of hearsay, paints the picture that, okay, we have a supervisor who was hired on, who has a licensed driver's license, a high school degree, a college degree. We have a full-fledged adult that's within his years. He's fairly old. We have a fairly old adult who is allowed to be here because of his license and his experience and his level of education, his level of knowledge. We have someone here who is the accumulation of aged wine. And he thinks to walk away from a microwave with a metal cup inside of it, trying to warm up their morning coffee. I'm flabbergasted. I'm very confused, and I wanted to talk about this because I'm so very confused to this day. It's been a year now, I believe. It's been a year since the fire of 2021, And I'm trying to figure out, like, how did we get here with the adult who caused the fire and didn't understand the science, much less decided to walk away from the microwave when it is taught, it is hammered to the idea that you just stay with your food, stay with your drink if you're next to the microwave, because you never know that it's going to explode. You also have to understand you should not be putting metal in there to begin with. There is a child-safe instruction pictorial on York chocolates to where you don't put this in there because the wrapper is foil. And I don't mind a warm York when it's cold, when it's hard. I want to warm up my gooey coconut chocolate treat. But for the adults to look at his cup and assume it might have been microwave safe. There may be metals. Let me look it up actually. Let me look up if there are actual metal cups that are microwavable. Let's solve this answer right here. Microwavable metal cups. Microwavable metal cups. To be fair, there are a couple options for stainless steel cups or aluminum cups that could be microwaved. Is it okay to microwave a metal cup? Metal items or products with metal components should not be microwaved ever. As a result, a stainless steel enclosure will prevent the microwave from entering the drink through the door and heat it. Can you put a metal Tupperware in a microwave? Yes, you may place your Yeti cup in the microwave and warm it up. Generally, it is not advised to put metal in microwaves as it can cause risk of sparks and also fire. Although the ball Yeti cup in this example are designed to be microwave safe, be careful as the metal should not get too hot. So for some magical, educated reason, my supervisor, our supervisor allegedly, it wasn't my direct supervisor, that's the thing. It's a supervisor position person that had the idea to put a metal cup in a microwave, somehow nuke it to infinity and beyond to warm up his cup of coffee. And generally you can put it in there, but it's not advised to leave it unattended like a child at an airport. But he decidedly left his cup there to get nuked by Duke Nukem and cause a break room, locker room fire. I'm so confused as to how he decided to put that in the microwave, because when I came to work the day after the fire, there was a stained section of that corner of the locker room where it was black. I had no ideas. There was no one to ask until the hearsay started within the lab. That's fun. I'm super concerned about the quality of adults these days, and this person does not work with me anymore. I do not believe. However, for him to have thought that it was safe, don't be stupid. Stupid. As if Phil DeFranco heard about this. Don't be stupid. Stupid. I wanted to tell the story because it was freshly on my mind still, and it was on my documents. But hey, if you enjoyed this story time, let me know down below in the comments on this YouTube video, or tell me on social media what other conversations we want to have. This is the end of the video. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I'm on social. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Facebook. Just look me up under Wtphu. That is Wtphu. Thank you so much for listening, watching, and as always, my name's Tyler. I'm your friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.